In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was not a mere sound, nor a syllable of breath, but the very blueprint of reality itself. Every star that burns in the night sky, every tree that sways in the whispering wind, every heartbeat in your chest, all these are echoes of that first decree. Let there be. You have uttered your own, let there be countless times, my friend. You have spoken worlds into being, some bright as dawn, some shadowed as night. For every word you speak is a seed, and every seed contains within it the pattern of its own harvest. This is the hidden manifestation technique that has always worked, too swiftly, too silently, for the unawakened to see. It is the law of the word, the divine architect that never slumbers, never questions, never delays. The law of the word. The law of the word is the first law of creation. It is older than the hills, deeper than the oceans, more faithful than the rising sun. When you speak, you sow. When you affirm, you decree. When you decree, the unseen begins to build. The builders of your life are not made of stone or mortar. They are your thoughts, your emotions, your silent inner speech. As Proverbs declares, death and life are in the power of the tongue, not in the power of chance, nor in the hands of others, but in the silent, ceaseless speech that rolls within your own soul. Every word you speak to yourself is an architectural command to the great subconscious builder, the infinite intelligence within you, that obeys without argument, that builds without rest, that brings into form whatever blueprint you impress upon it. The subconscious, the great builder. The subconscious mind is the watchman of your destiny, the soil that never refuses a seed. It does not judge whether your seed is fruitful or poisonous. It simply brings forth after its kind. If you plant fear, it grows fear. If you plant peace, it multiplies peace. If you plant love, abundance, confidence, and faith, then all the powers of heaven rally behind your decree. I have often called it the builder that never sleeps. You may lie down at night and forget your words, but your subconscious never forgets. It keeps building in the dark, arranging the material of your world according to the pattern you impressed. The outer life is but the scaffolding. The inner decree is the design, the night seed principle. And so I tell you, before you sleep tonight, watch what you whisper to yourself in the drowsy state. The moment between wake and sleep is sacred ground. It is the garden gate of creation. When you drift into that half-luminous realm, when the senses quiet, when the mind becomes like still water, there, in that holy twilight, the seed of your word drops deep into the soil of the subconscious. That seed will work through the night. It will summon forces you cannot see, circumstances you could never plan, connections you could never imagine. You may rise in the morning and think nothing has changed, but the blueprint is already signed. Creation has received your command. The manifestation has begun. That is why I say to you, be vigilant at the threshold of sleep, for the last word you speak each night is the first stone of your tomorrow, the marriage of word and image. Now listen carefully, for here lies the mystery that moves mountains. A word alone is a seed, an image alone is a shadow. But when the word and the image unite, when your decree and your visualization marry, a child is born in the invisible realm. This is the double imprint. It is what the ancients called faith made flesh. When you speak your affirmation, not mechanically, but with a living fire feeling, and you see it, feel it, taste it is already real, then your subconscious accepts it as law. It cannot tell the difference between what is imagined and what is experienced. Therefore, imagine wisely, speak reverently. Every declaration is a seed of destiny. The emotion is a carrier wave. Feeling is the power that carries the word. Without emotion, a word is like a bird without wings. It cannot soar. It cannot land in the fertile soil of the subconscious. The emotion is the electrical charge that ignites the blueprint. That is why Jesus said, when you pray, believe that you have received it, and it shall be yours. Belief is not an argument of the intellect. It is the emotion of certainty, the deep knowing that the thing is already accomplished. When you feel the reality of your word, when your whole being thrills with its truth, you are broadcasting the divine decree into the field of life. A story of the businessman. Many years ago, a man came to me in despair. His business was failing, his partnerships collapsing, and his nights were sleepless with worry. He told me, "Dr. Murphy, everything I touch seems to turn to dust." I said to him, "No, my friend, everything you say turns to dust. Your words have become your world." I instructed him to practice the law of the word. Each night, before sleep, he was to whisper, "Everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided in all I do." He was to see himself at peace, his business flowing with clients and opportunity, his hands literally touching contracts that bore fruit, and he was to feel gratitude before he saw any outer proof. He did as I said. He sowed the seed nightly in the stillness before sleep, and within 3 weeks, not months, 3 weeks, his chief rival called to merge companies, transforming both into a flourishing enterprise. He came to me trembling and said, "Dr. Murphy, it works so fast it's scary." Yes, it is always swift when you work with law and not against it. The delay is never in the universe. It is only in our disbelief. Scientific echoes. Modern science now confirms what the mystics knew. Neuroscience tells us that repeated words and images rewire the brain, etching new neural pathways. The subconscious, that silent builder, does not dwell in your skull alone. It vibrates through every cell of your body, through every wave of energy you emit. The placebo effect, so-called, is not a trick of mind over matter. It is the law of belief in operation, the subconscious responding to a word spoken with conviction. Say to the body, "You are whole." Say to the mind, "You are calm." Say to your affairs, "You are prosperous." And the life within will rush to fulfill your decree. Scriptural echoes. In Genesis it is written, "And God said, 'Let there be light.'" He did not strain. He did not beg. He simply said. Creation began with a word, not with toil, not with fear. In the same image and likeness, you were given the power of the word, the creative faculty of the divine itself. As the psalmist declared, he sent his word and healed them. The word is healing, transforming, building, restoring. When you speak from a heart of faith, you speak with the authority of the infinite. The woman who healed herself. A woman once came to me, her body frail from years of illness. Doctors had given her little hope, but she had faith in the divine law within. I gave her a single affirmation. Every cell in my body is under divine order now. She was to repeat it nightly before sleep, and again in the morning before rising. She was to imagine light coursing through her body, every organ harmonizing, every cell obeying the command of divine intelligence. Within 2 months, she was healed. Her doctors were astounded, but she was not surprised. She said to me, "I simply spoke to my body as though it could hear, and it did." Indeed, it must, for your subconscious controls the functions of the body, and it responds precisely to the tone and feeling of your words. When you speak in harmony with divine law, your body becomes a temple of order. Your affairs become channels of prosperity. Your relationships become reflections of peace. The silent architect. Now understand this. You are never punished for your words. You are punished by them. You are never rewarded for your affirmations. You are rewarded by them. The universe is not a judge. It is a builder. It does not ask whether you are worthy. It only asks, "What blueprint have you given me?" And that blueprint is the word, impressed with feeling upon the subconscious. If you declare, "I am always broke," that is a decree. If you say, "Nothing ever works out for me," that too is a decree. The law does not mock you, it obeys you. So speak not what you fear, but what you desire. Speak as one who commands the elements of creation. For indeed you do, the living method. Tonight, I would have you practice the sacred art that opens every door of life. When the lights are low and the world grows quiet, sit upon your bed and breathe gently. Let your body grow still, as though it were a vessel upon calm waters. Now, in that half-drowsy state, speak softly within yourself. My word is my seed. My seed is my reality. Tonight I plant life, health, and abundance. Do not force belief. Simply let the words drift like petals upon the water. Then see in your mind's eye the life you have spoken, already alive, already radiant. Feel the joy as though it were this very moment. Then sleep, for the law shall work while you rest. A garden of the soul. I have walked through gardens at dawn, and seen how each flower turns toward the light without strain. So too must your words turn toward the light of faith. Do not wrestle with them. Nurture them. Water them daily with quiet confidence. Guard them from the weeds of fear and doubt. For the soil of the subconscious is infinitely rich, but it cannot distinguish between seed and thorn. Plant deliberately, for whatever you sow, you shall reap. The divine blueprint. Your life is the temple of your words. The walls are thought. The doors are feeling. The windows are imagination. And the foundation is belief. If you wish to alter the building, you must change the blueprint. Do not strike the walls with hammer and complaint. Rewrite the plan within. Say, I am the architect of divine order. Every circumstance bends to the pattern of my peace. Hold this decree in your heart, and watch as the outer walls of your life rearrange themselves. The inner music. There's a sound that moves the universe. A music beneath all things. It is the harmony of right thought, the rhythm of creative faith. When your words move in tune with this inner music, your life becomes effortless. You speak, and it is done. You imagine, it unfolds. The discord, the delay, the struggle, these are but the noises of divided thought. The interference of fear upon the song of creation. Return to harmony, and the music of the word will play through you again. The watchman at the gate. Guard your inner speech as a watchman guards the city gates. Do not let idle words pass into your subconscious unexamined, for even casual words carry power. Say not, I'm tired to death, or this is killing me. Say rather, I am renewing my strength. I am alive in divine energy. Speak of what you desire, not what you dread. For as you decree, so shall be established. And now, beloved soul, here is your sacred commission for this night. Rewrite your script. The script of your life is not fixed. It is written anew with every word you speak before sleep. Take a journal, and before you rest, write your new decrees as royal edicts. Do not plead with heaven. Command as a son or daughter of the Most High. Write, everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided in all I do. Every cell of my body is under divine order now. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. Let these words be the ink of a new destiny. Then close your eyes and feel them living within you. Say softly, my word is my seed. My seed is my reality. Sleep in that awareness, and the unseen builders will labor through the night. Tomorrow, the dawn will rise upon a new creation, the world you have spoken into being. Thus ends the first half of the revelation. The seed has been planted. The soil awaits your word tonight. Now, prepare for the deeper practice, the whisper method, where the word becomes breath, and breath becomes creation itself. The whisper that creates worlds is not shouted from a mountaintop, but breathed from the heart of silence. In the stillness before sleep, you become the instrument of divine command. The ancients called it prayer. The mystics called it union. I call it the whisper method, the sacred art of planting the living word into the fertile soil of night. As you lie upon your bed, the body begins to fade into stillness, and the mind drifts like a ship upon a calm sea. The surface thoughts slow, the world grows distant, and there, between wakefulness and sleep, you stand at the threshold of creation. Speak softly within yourself as though your soul were listening through every pore of your being. Whisper not to the air, but to the subconscious, the silent architect that builds worlds in the dark. Say, peace, be still. Feel the rhythm of those words ripple through your chest. Say, I am divinely guided in all I do. Let the feeling of certainty fill your veins. Say, everything I touch prospers, and see your hands glow with the light of accomplishment. Each whisper is a vibration descending into the deep, where the unseen powers move. In that drowsy borderland, thought is clay, emotion is fire, and your word is a divine sculptor's hand. You need not strain. You need only believe that your whisper has been heard. For the subconscious hears every tone, remembers every decree, and magnifies every seed. It never tires. It never forgets. Even as you sleep, it rearranges the atoms of your destiny to match the pattern you have spoken. Do not measure by time. The seed does not rush to sprout. It obeys divine rhythm. But the law is sure. The whisper you plant tonight will bloom in its appointed season. What you whisper in faith becomes a song of your tomorrow. I remember once a young mother came to me, weary and fearful. Her child was ill, her husband unemployed, her heart heavy with doubt. She said, "I have no strength left, Dr. Murphy." I looked at her and said gently, "You do not need strength. You need only the word spoken in faith." I taught her the whisper method. Each night she was to close her eyes, hold her child's image before her, and whisper, "Divine love heals you now. Every cell of your body is under divine order." She told me later that as she whispered, she would imagine a soft golden light surrounding her child, and she would feel peace descending like a mantle. Within 2 weeks, the fever broke. Within a month, her husband was offered a position that restored their security. She wept when she told me. It was as if an invisible hand rearranged everything while I slept. So it always is. The hand is the hand of your own deeper self, the divine architect responding to the decree of the word. The world calls it miracle. The awaken call it law. In the beginning of all transformation, there is a whisper. It is not the thunder of demand, but the soft command of faith. Even Christ spoke to the storm and said, "Peace, be still," and the waves obeyed. He did not shout. He knew the law. He knew that the subconscious hears only calm authority. When you whisper tonight, whisper as one who commands light to appear out of darkness. Whisper as the heir of divine power, the son or daughter of infinite mind. Let no fear mingle with your decree. If fear arises, let it pass like wind over still water. Return to the center of peace. Feel that peace expand until every cell of your body vibrates with harmony. There are no idle whispers in the kingdom of mind. Each syllable, however faint, is an order given to the invisible forces that shape your path. Some say, it cannot be that simple. But simplicity is the language of divine law. Complexity belongs to the restless intellect. Creation belongs to the quiet word. When you whisper, "I am wealth," you are not pretending. You are affirming the eternal truth that abundance is a vibration of the infinite. When you whisper, "I am health," you are aligning the body with an original pattern of wholeness. When you whisper, "I am peace," you are dissolving every discordant rhythm within your field. Whisper until the words no longer feel like effort, but truth. The whisper method works swiftly because it bypasses resistance. When the conscious mind grows quiet, the subconscious becomes receptive, and your word enters like a seed into rich earth. This is why it seems to work so fast it's scary. Because the barrier of doubt has fallen, and the law acts immediately upon the impression it receives. Do not whisper many things. Choose 1 or 2 sacred decrees, and make them living flame within you. The mind that is scattered achieves little, but the mind that holds one word with unwavering faith moves the universe. One man came to me after months of struggle. His career was stagnant, his inspiration gone. I told him to whisper each night, "Infinite intelligence reveals to me the perfect path now." He did so faithfully. One morning he awoke with a clear vision for a new enterprise, one that merged his talents with his passion. Within months, it flourished beyond all expectation. He said, "It was as if the idea had been waiting behind a veil, and one night my whisper parted it." So too will it be with you. The whisper parts the veil. It summons the latent ideas, the hidden paths, the invisible helpers. The universe is full of friendly forces awaiting your word. When you whisper, do not think of your word traveling outward. Think of it as awakening something already within. The kingdom of heaven is not in the sky. It is a vast field of potential that lives in the depths of your own consciousness. When you speak to it in faith, it responds. And so tonight, before you close your eyes, enter the sacred chamber of your own mind. Let the outer world fade. Breathe slowly, deeply. Feel the rhythm of your heart. Then whisper your decree with the tenderness of a lover and the certainty of a king. Feel it take root. Feel the joy of its fulfillment. See it already done. Say, divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. Feel that love like golden armor around your being. Say, everything I touch prospers. Feel your hands tingling with creative power. Say, I am divinely guided in all I do. Feel an unseen intelligence lighting your path. These are not mere affirmations. They are acts of creation. Each word is a living entity charged with the life of your feeling. Your whisper is not small. It is a voice of the infinite speaking through you. And when you wake, do not rush into the noise of the day. Linger a moment in that afterglow. Know that your decree is alive. Say within, my word is my seed. My seed is my reality. It is done. You will find that people, events, and circumstances begin to align themselves with astonishing precision. You will say, how could such things happen so perfectly? The answer will come in silence, because you whispered it so. You may feel an awe, even a holy fear, at the swiftness of the law's response. But remember, it is not power to fear, but to revere. You're not calling for something foreign. You are awakening what has always been yours. The whisper will become your companion. It will walk with you through every trial, calm every storm, heal every wound. You will discover that the still, small voice within is the true voice of God, and it has never been silent. Tonight, as the stars watch over you, let your whisper rise to meet them. Speak your seed into the silence, and know that even now, the unseen builders have begun their holy labor. Everything you touch will prosper. Every cell of your body will sing with divine order. Every step you take will be guided by unseen wisdom. For the law of the word is eternal, and it cannot fail. My word is my seed. My seed is my reality. Tonight I plant life, health, and abundance. Sleep now, beloved soul, in the certainty of divine completion. The law works while you rest. The garden of your heart will bloom in due season, and when you behold its beauty, you will know it was your whisper that called the dawn. When dawn breaks, it is not the sun that wakes the world. It is the word that calls it forth. Every morning, the earth answers a decree that was spoken long before time began. The light that rises over the horizon is the visible echo of an invisible command. Let there be. So too must your morning begin, not with haste or noise, but with a decree that shapes the day before the day shapes you. You are not a creature tossed upon the waves of circumstance. You are the captain of divine intention, steering the vessel of consciousness through the sea of form. Each morning is a new Genesis, and your first words are the seeds that summon the light. Before your feet touch the floor, pause in that luminous stillness between sleep and waking. The world has not yet begun to speak. You are suspended between two realms, the invisible and the visible, the dream and the day. This is the hour of divine creation. As you open your eyes, speak softly to yourself. This is the day the Lord hath made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. The Lord is the law of your own mind, the infinite creative power that responds to your word. When you rejoice, you align yourself with its rhythm. When you bless the day blesses you in return. Your first words upon waking are sacred. They are not idle thoughts. They are commands of the subconscious to arrange the day according to divine order. If you greet the morning with complaint, confusion, or dread, you set a storm in motion. But if you rise with a language of peace, gratitude, and dominion, you establish calm seas and favorable winds. The world outside will mirror the world you create within. So lie still a moment longer when you wake. Feel the residue of your dreams dissolve into light. Then breathe deeply and say, I am one with the infinite life within me. I am guided by divine wisdom today. Everything I touch prospers. Speak slowly, as though engraving the words upon eternity. Feel the resonance of truth moving through every cell of your body. The subconscious listens first thing in the morning, as it listens last thing at night. It is open, impressionable, ready to obey. When I lived in Los Angeles many years ago, I met a woman who suffered from chronic anxiety. Each morning she would wake with dread, and by midday her nerves were frayed. She told me she prayed often, but her prayers seemed to vanish into the air. I asked her, what are the first words you speak upon waking? She said, I usually sigh and say, oh, God, another day. I smiled gently and replied, "Then another day of what? You have decreed another day of heaviness. The law is perfect. It gives you exactly what you speak." I taught her to begin her mornings differently. Before rising, she was to whisper, "Divine peace fills me now. I expect only good today. Infinite love goes before me, making easy and joyous my way." She practiced this daily. Within 3 weeks, her mornings transformed. The anxiety faded like a shadow before dawn. She said, "Now I wake with such calm. It feels as though the universe rises with me." Indeed, it does. The law moves swiftly when you honor it in the morning hours. Science, too, confirms this holy rhythm. Psychologists tell us that the mind is most impressionable in the moments after waking. Brain waves linger in a receptive state, neither fully conscious nor fully asleep. Whatever you speak or imagine in that interval imprints the nervous system and directs your focus of the day. The ancient prophets knew this long before laboratories discovered it. "In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up." That verse is not mere poetry. It is instruction. You direct the law with your word, and you look upward, meaning you expect fulfillment, not doubt. Your subconscious is like a faithful gardener. At night you plant seeds in the darkness, and in the morning you water them with your words. The dew of dawn is the moisture of faith. Do not rush into the world before you have tended your inner garden. 10 minutes of conscious alignment will save you 10 hours of struggle later in the day. Rise, then, as a priest of the morning. Let your bed become an altar. Offer the incense of praise and the sacrifice of fear. Say within, "The Spirit of God moves in me as wisdom, peace, and power. Divine order governs all that I do today." Then visualize the day unfolding with grace. See every meeting, every task, every encounter bathed in light. Feel gratitude for blessings not yet seen. Gratitude is the magnet that draws the unseen into form. There was once a man in New York who came to me desolate. His business was failing. His mornings were battles of despair. He told me, "Dr. Murphy, every day feels like pushing a stone uphill." I asked him what he did upon waking. He said, "I grab my phone, read the news, and curse the economy." I said, "Then the economy you curse obeys your word. You are calling forth lack with your tongue." I gave him a new practice, the morning creation ritual. Each morning, before he reached for anything external, he was to lie still and declare, "Infinite intelligence directs my business in divine order. New ideas flow through me. Prosperity is mine now." He was to see his office filled with opportunity, his clients satisfied, his heart at peace. He did this faithfully. Within a month, an unexpected partnership doubled his income. He said to me, astonished, "The moment I stopped cursing the day began to bless me." It has always been so. Your word either opens or closes the door of fortune. The moment you choose the language of gratitude, the gate of abundance swings wide. The moment you utter faith, heaven moves to meet you. The morning is not to be wasted in idle chatter or mechanical routine. It is your hour of kingship. The world is still pliant then. The current of creation are soft and easily guided. The mind that greets the dawn with awareness commands the day as a sculptor commands clay. And so, beloved, your call to action this morning is simple yet mighty. The morning creation ritual. Before you rise from your bed, commune with your deeper self. Affirm the truth, not the appearance. Speak words of power, not reaction. If your body feels weary, say, "The life of God renews me now." If you face uncertainty, say, "Divine intelligence goes before me, preparing my path." If you desire abundance, say, "The wealth of the universe flows to me freely and joyously." Say each phrase slowly, letting it vibrate through your being. Feel its reality. Picture fulfilled. Then rise, knowing the decree is already in motion. Walk into your day as one who has already spoken it into perfection. You may begin with simple affirmations, but soon you will find your whole morning transformed into a living meditation. As you wash your face, let the water remind you that the Spirit renews all things. As you dress, clothe yourself not only in fabric, but in divine confidence. As you step outside, imagine the air itself blessing you, saying, "You are safe, You are guided. You are loved. These are not fantasies. They are acts of alignment. The subconscious takes everything literally. It hears your imagination as fact and moves accordingly. Therefore, fill your mornings with images of harmony and success. Never say, I hope today goes well. Say, today goes perfectly, for divine order governs all. The difference between hope and faith is the difference between delay and demonstration. Remember always, you are the sower of the day. Each word you plant before sunrise becomes the harvest you reap by sunset. If you wish to see beauty, sow beauty. If you wish to feel peace, sow peace. If you wish to prosper, sow the decree of prosperity. Life cannot give you what you have not commanded. It reflects the tone of your own consciousness. I have watched this law work in every corner of the world. I have seen it lift men from poverty to abundance, restore broken health, reunite lost families, and bring light to those who walked in darkness. It does not fail. It is the same yesterday, today, and forever. The Word made flesh. When you wake tomorrow, remember that you stand at the gate of creation. Your first word is the key. Do not give it to fear. Do not give it a habit. Give it to God, the living law within you. Whisper with love, speak it with certainty, and feel it as done. You may think of yourself as small, yet the universe bows to the one who speaks in harmony with divine order. One word of faith outweighs 1,000 words of doubt. One morning decree can redirect the whole current of a life. So when you open your eyes again to the light of dawn, say within, I rise in divine consciousness. The world within me and the world around me are one. Today I walk in the path of peace and power. Then go forth and watch the invisible become visible, the unseen builder arranging the tapestry of your hours. For as surely as the sun answers the law of dawn, so will life answer the law of your word. The word is not a fleeting sound. It is a current by which worlds are guided. But most men and women, unaware of its power, spill it carelessly into the winds of life. They speak of limitation, sickness, confusion, and fear, and then wonder why the soil yields bitter fruit. Yet every syllable they utter is a seed, and the earth of subconscious brings forth accordingly. The time has come to sanctify the tongue, to make every word a vessel of light. There is a discipline, simple yet mighty, that can cleanse your inner world as rain cleanses the sky. I call it the 7-day word fast, not a fast from food, but from negativity. For the tongue is the rudder of the soul, and when you turn it toward truth, the entire vessel of your life follows. For 7 days, you will speak no word of complaint, no expression of fear, no idle chatter or doubt. You will become as a priest guarding the sacred altar of speech. You will speak only those words you wish to see made flesh. Every phrase, every murmur, will be chosen as carefully as an artist selects colors for a masterpiece. You will begin to notice how habitual the language of limitation has become in the world around you. Men speak of being sick with worry, broke again, tired to death. They do not realize they are issuing decrees to the subconscious, commanding it to manifest sickness, poverty, and weariness. The subconscious does not argue. It simply obeys. It is a faithful servant that carries out whatever the master orders. Therefore, for 7 days, you will speak as a master. Let your words be royal decrees. If a thought of lack arises, say, I have abundance now, for the Lord of life is my source. If a thought of weakness comes, answer, I am strong in the power of the infinite. If fear whisper, reply, perfect love casts out fear. Divine love enfolds me now. During these 7 days, watch not only your outer speech, but your inner conversation. For many speak gently with their lips while raging inwardly in complaint. Yet the inner speech is the true creator. If you catch yourself speaking negatively in the secret chambers of the mind, pause, and replace the word immediately with its opposite. Where you said, I cannot, say instead, I can through the power of God within me. Where you said, I am afraid, say, I am filled with divine confidence. Do this, and you'll feel a change in the atmosphere of your being. I once counseled a young man who struggled with despair. His life seemed to mirror his every complaint. He would say, nothing ever works for me, and his affairs would indeed collapse. I instructed him to take a vow of the word fast. For 7 days he was to monitor every sentence, to speak only life, strength, and faith. He laughed at first, thinking it too simple, but he agreed. The first 2 days, he said, were a battle. He caught himself dozens of times muttering old habits of defeat. But on the third day, something broke open within him. A quiet joy, a sense of inner alignment. On the seventh day, he called to tell me he had received 2 new job offers, both unexpected. He said, "Dr. Murphy, I never realized my own words would change around me." Indeed, when he changed the language, the prison door opened. Your word carries vibration, and vibration organizes matter. The molecules of your life dance to the music of your speech. When your words are dissonant, your world trembles in disorder. When your words are harmonious, your affairs arrange themselves in rhythm. The 7-day word fast tunes you again to the music of divine harmony. As you enter the sacred week, remember that silence is better than careless speech. If you cannot find a word of blessing, say nothing until you can. Let the silence be your sanctuary until the right phrase arises. For silence itself is power when it is filled with expectancy. Do not judge yourself harshly if you stumble. Each time you notice a word of fear or resentment, quietly correct it. The law forgives instantly. The soil of mind does not hold grudges. It receives a new seed at once. You are rewriting the pattern of consciousness, and every moment of awareness counts. You may find that others around you speak in the old language of limitation. Do not correct them outwardly. Bless them inwardly. Their words need not enter your garden. Let your atmosphere of peace be so strong that their weeds cannot root in your soil. This is spiritual mastery. Not to control others, but to govern your own vibration so completely that nothing external can disturb it. During these 7 days, I ask you to begin, and end each day with 2 simple affirmations. Upon waking, say, "Today my words create only good. I bless every person and every condition I encounter." And before sleep, whisper, "All the words I have spoken today bear fruit in divine order. Only good returns to me, multiplied and magnified." Feel those sentences as living power. The first tunes your morning to creation. The second seals your evening in gratitude. Between them flows the rhythm of divine expression. You will soon discover that your surroundings respond. People will speak more kindly to you. Opportunities will appear without strain. The air itself will feel lighter. The world is your mirror. When you purify the language of your inner self, the outer reflection brightens accordingly. There is scripture for this, hidden in plain sight. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying. The ancient author knew the secret. Words either corrupt or edify, decay or build. Every sentence is a tool in the hand of the Spirit. Use it to raise, not to ruin. A woman once told me she practiced a 7-day fast and discovered how violent her inner speech had been. "I thought I was kind," she said, "but I was criticizing myself constantly in silence." When she replaced self-judgment with words of encouragement, "I am loved. I am growing. I am guided." Her health improved, her relationship softened, and she began to feel a steady peace. She said, "It's as if my mind had been storming for years, and now the sun has returned." So it will be with you. When the inner storm subsides, the outer sea grows calm. The 7-day word fast is the cleansing of the temple. It is the washing of the tongue in living water. After these 7 days, you will speak differently, think differently, and therefore live differently. Remember, the tongue of man is the brush with which he paints his universe. Each stroke must be deliberate. Paint beauty, and beauty shall surround you. Paint peace, and peace will inhabit your dwelling. Paint abundance, and the world will pour its gifts at your feet. You will realize, perhaps for the first time, that the word is not something you use. It is what you are. You are the living utterance of the infinite. When you speak, the universe recognizes its own voice and rushes to fulfill it. Therefore, guard your speech with reverence. Do not cast pearls of power into the mud of complaint. Speak only from the throne of faith. Each word is a royal command, and the legions of creation await it. As the 7th day draws near, you will feel an inner lightness, as though burdens have fallen away. You will stand at the dawn of your own mastery, realizing that life has always been obedient to your word. The tongue that once cursed now blesses. The lips that once feared now decree. You will know yourself as the image of the divine, the word made visible. And as this realization dawns, you will whisper softly, "My word is my seed. My seed is my reality. From this day, only words of life leave my lips." Then you will look upon your world and see it respond with grace and speed, for the law has always waited for your recognition. This is your challenge, beloved soul, your covenant with divine speech. 7 days of sacred utterance. 7 dawns of conscious creation. 7 nights of silent blessing. When you complete it, you will have crossed a threshold few dare to enter. Mastery of the creative word. And as you pass through, you will find the path widening before you. The way of effortless demonstration, where thought and form move as one. For in that realm, the whisper of your faith is louder than all the noise of the world. Speak, then, as one who knows. Speak with love. Speak with reverence. Speak with certainty. The universe is listening. There comes a moment in every soul's unfoldment when the river of creative power must pass through the valley of forgiveness. Many imagine that their word fails because the law has not heard them. Yet the true reason lies in the hidden blockages of resentment and guilt that darken the channel. The infinite cannot flow freely through a mind holding bitterness, for unforgiveness is the great resistor divine current. I say unto you, not as moral injunction but as spiritual physics. To forgive is to release energy. Every grudge is a knot in the fabric of your own soul. Every memory of injury is a shadow drawn across your inner sun. When you speak the words of life, but hold within you the vibration of judgment, your seed meets stony ground. It cannot root deeply. It withers before dawn. Forgiveness, then, is not a weakness. It is a cleansing of the subconscious soil. It is a removal of thorns so that the roses of your word may bloom. When you forgive, you're not excusing the outer act. You are releasing yourself from the inner bondage. I recall a man who came to me long ago, a merchant whose business was failing. He had spoken many affirmations but saw no harvest. When I inquired into his feelings, he confessed to a deep hatred toward a partner who had deceived him years before. I said to him, "My friend, that hatred is the poison in your well. You are watering your garden with bitterness, and you expect sweet fruit." He wept and said he could not forgive. I answered, "Then begin by imagining it. Speak aloud. I release him into divine justice. I set him free and I am free." Say it, though your emotions resist, for repetition plants new seeds even in reluctant soil. He obeyed. Each night he repeated the words until, one evening, a warmth entered his heart. The heavy stone of hatred dissolved. Within weeks, unexpected clients appeared. His affairs prospered as though the dam had burst. Forgiveness opens the floodgates of divine circulation. It restores the mind to harmony with the cosmic order. For as long as you condemn, you block the movement of grace within yourself. Scripture declares, "Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors." This is not a plea to some external deity, but a statement of the law itself. The measure you give is the measure you receive, for the subconscious mirrors your inner state without preference. When you speak, "I forgive," you release a vibration that unbinds the energies of the past. When you add, "I am forgiven," you lift the burden of self-condemnation that secretly sabotages success. The subconscious responds with restoration. The body quickens. The mind clears. Often healing follows swiftly, for the word of forgiveness is a medicine no physician can prescribe. Now let us practice together in the temple of imagination. Close the eyes of the outer mind. See before you the one you have not yet released, perhaps a friend who wronged you, a family member, a figure from your own history. Imagine a soft light surrounding them, as though the sun itself were embracing both of you. Say quietly within, "I release you into the light. I forgive you completely. I no longer bind you to the image of the past. You are free and I am free. Divine love does the work now." Pause and feel the weight lift. Sense a subtle flow of power returning to your body. Each time you repeat this, the subconscious receives a new decree, and the cords of resentment are loosened. The heart becomes clear, like still water reflecting heaven. Forgiveness also extends to the self. Many speak words of prosperity, but secretly believe they do not deserve good. They remember past failures and judge themselves harshly, imagining that God withholds blessing until they have atoned. This is error. The infinite holds no record of sin. Only man does that. The moment you declare yourself forgiven, you align with the divine remembrance of perfection. Say, even now, I forgive myself for every mistaken belief. I forgive myself for misusing my word. I release the past. I am renewed this instant. Feel it. Let the wave of peace move through you. This is spiritual alchemy, the transmutation of guilt into light. From this purified state arises the power of protective decree. For once your heart is clear, your word becomes shield and sword. The ancient psalmist wrote, "He shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways." In metaphysical language, angels are the thoughts of truth that guard the consciousness. When you decree protection, you are summoning these forces into activity. Many live as though unguarded, fearful of unseen dangers, accidents, and ill will. Yet, when you understand the law of the word, you know that no harm can touch the one who speaks from union with God. The vibration of divine love is armor no shadow can penetrate. Each morning, before stepping into the world, clothe yourself in thought. Say with conviction, "Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. No false word, no negative suggestion can enter my mind. I walk in peace, guided by the wisdom within." Feel it as though you are encased in radiant light, transparent and impenetrable. This is not imagination in the weak sense. It is a shaping of substance. The subconscious takes that image and molds the atmosphere of your day accordingly. You will find that circumstances arrange themselves to preserve your harmony. The danger that might have touched you passes by. The conflict that might have arisen dissolves. You are in tune with divine order, and that order becomes your defense. I remember a nurse who once told me she used this decree before each shift. "Every patient I meet is surrounded by divine love. Every word I speak carries healing. No harm can come near me." She said that while others in her ward fell ill or became exhausted, she remained vibrant, peaceful, and effective. She became known as the nurse of light, for even the most distressed patients calmed in her presence. The law is impartial. It works for the one who believes. Let your protective decrees be woven through the day. Before driving, say, "Infinite intelligence governs this journey." Before meetings, whisper, "Divine harmony speaks through every word." Before sleep, affirm, "My home and all within are encircled by love. Only peace dwells here." These are not superstitions. They are commands to the creative medium of life. The subconscious receives them as blueprints and organizes all conditions to match. What the mind holds as protection, life demonstrates as safety. And yet, remember, protection born of fear is no protection at all. If you speak words of safety while trembling within, you are sowing mixed seeds. Speak from calm assurance, not anxiety. Feel the decree is already fulfilled, and it will establish itself. Forgiveness and protection are twin pillars of mastery. Forgiveness clears the channel. Protection seals it in light. Together they create the atmosphere where demonstration is effortless. When your heart is free and your mind radiant, the law of your word operates instantly. There's a beautiful pattern that emerges when one lives this way. The outer world begins to mirror the inner peace. Relationships soften. Opportunities unfold without struggle. Even apparent delays reveal themselves as divine timing. You become, in truth, the calm center of your own universe. Think of it as the architect's blueprint of grace. Forgiveness is a clearing of the old debris from the building site. Protective decrees are foundation stones laid in purity. Upon these, you construct your palace of prosperity and peace. The structure rises effortlessly, for the design is now unopposed. Let us seal this understanding with an affirmation. Every cell of my body is under divine order now. My word is law unto itself. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. I forgive all, and all forgive me. I am free, I am guided, I am safe. Feel these words not as poetry, but as command. Speak them softly until they take root in the silence. For when forgiveness has melted the ice of resentment and protection has clothed you in light, the word once again moves swiftly through you, accomplishing that which you send it forth to do. And the soul once burdened now walks unarmored and unafraid. For love is the only armor that never hardens. The time has come to live as one whose word cannot fail, not because of pride, but because you know the source. You have become transparent to the divine. Through you, the infinite speaks, heals, and creates. You will notice in the days ahead a new clarity. Old memories will rise, but without pain, like shadows dissolved in morning light. The subconscious, once tangled in conflict, now flows freely. The harvest long delayed begins to appear. This is the proof of forgiveness, effortless manifestation. When the heart releases, the universe rushes to fill the vacuum with good. Therefore, let your decree this night be, I forgive everything and everyone, including myself. I am protected by divine love. My world reflects harmony, order, and abundance. Nothing can oppose me, for I live in the secret place of the Most High. Let these words circle you as wings of light. They are living powers, self-fulfilling prophecies of peace. Thus ends the first half of your ascent, the moment of cleansing and crowning. The forgiven mind, radiant and guarded, now stands ready to speak creative words that move mountains. And in that stillness before dawn, you will hear it, the quiet voice of the infinite whispering through your own lips. Behold, I make all things new. When the individual awakens, a light shines in one window, but when many awaken together, the whole city glows. So it is with the word. A single voice declaring truth can move mountains. A chorus of voices declaring the same word can transform nations. The next revelation is this. Collective decree magnifies individual power. For consciousness is one field, and every word spoken in love resonates across it like music through water. In the ancient days when the prophets spoke, their words stirred multitudes not by volume, but by vibration. The word of the Lord came unto me, they said, meaning the divine impulse rose within consciousness. When that word was spoken aloud, those who heard received the same impulse, the resonance of faith. And so a movement began, not by persuasion but by transmission. The same law operates now. Each time you speak from conviction, you emit a wave of creative energy into the universal field. Another heart, perhaps miles away, feels an unexplainable hope arise. A mind in despair receives a sudden idea, a burst of light. These are not coincidences. They are echoes of your decree. The law of mind is one. As you speak, so the world becomes. Imagine, then, what would occur hundreds, thousands, millions united in the same vibration. Not in fear, not in complaint, but in divine affirmation. The earth itself would tremble with renewal. The clouds of confusion would lift. The frequency of life would ascend. The kingdom of heaven, long spoken of as distant, would reveal itself as present. You are being called into that communion now, a global fellowship of awakened speech, not as an organization of names and forms, but as a living network of consciousness. Wherever you are part of this gathering. Your word joins a river of divine utterance flowing through time. You are never alone in your decree. Every soul who speaks truth adds strength to your voice. Begin to feel it now. The unseen choir of souls around the world, speaking words of healing, abundance, and peace. Their affirmations join yours, and the atmosphere grows radiant. You sense it, a hum beneath the silence, the breath of spirit moving through the human tongue. It is the resurrection of the creative word upon the earth. Let us, in this moment, enter the great declaration together. Speak softly, yet with the certainty of eternity. My word is my seed. My seed is my reality. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, and protects me. Everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided in all I do. Pause. Feel the rhythm. Let it pulse like a heartbeat. Now again, not as repetition, but as reinforcement. Every cell in my body is under divine order now. My mind is clear. My path is open. My word is power. I speak only what I wish to live. There is a science in this repetition. The subconscious learns by rhythm and emotion. Each time you feel the word, you carve the channel deeper until manifestation flows like a river that cannot be stopped. Visualize yourself among countless others, unseen faces, radiant with inner light, each one speaking the same sacred truth. Their voices rise in unison, not as noise but as harmony. Peace on earth, goodwill toward all. Abundance flows freely. Health is restored. The collective decree becomes a planetary prayer. And as this vibration fills the field, the old structures of limitation begin to dissolve. Fear finds no foothold. Discord fades. Men and women awaken to the awareness that they are creators, not victims. This is how worlds are reborn, not by struggle, but by the quiet authority of the spoken word. In this great awakening, your daily practice becomes a contribution to the whole. Each morning, when you utter your affirmations, you strengthen the invisible network of truth. Each evening, when you bless the world before sleep, you sow light into the universal garden. Even your silence, when filled with faith, radiates order into chaos. Remember what the Master said, "Where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them." To gather in the name means to unite in the consciousness of I am the divine presence within. When two or more hold the same realization, their combined word multiplies power. This is the mathematics of spirit. One becomes 1,000. 1,000 become an ocean. That I once witnessed a small group who practiced this truth. They met weekly, not to complain of the world, but to declare its healing. Each would bring a situation, a friend in need, a city in turmoil, a family in distress. Together they would speak only the divine outcome. Peace reigns there. Abundance appears. Health is restored. Within months, reports came back of transformations that logic could not explain. A business revived. A chronic illness vanished. A conflict resolved. They were astonished. Yet it was the simplest law at work. Agreement in truth multiplies creation. You may gather with others physically, or you may unite silently across distance. Spirit knows no boundaries. Speak together at a chosen hour, or simply hold the awareness that many others are speaking with you now. The collective word forms a luminous grid around the planet, a network of intention through which divine intelligence operates.